Hey everyone, and welcome to an episode of TEW, the WWE Save. You join us tonight for a wee bit honestly rushed together pay-per-view. I was too busy trying to make my women's division look really strong in both Raw and SmackDown, so there's not too many storylines that have changed, but hopefully the opportunities we have given here, because there is some that have been kind of built up over like a week or two, is something that could lead to some characters getting to a good stage over the next couple of months before we end it at WrestleMania 39. So every title's on the line. A few performances you might not expect, so I'm hoping they can do well here. And we are in Memphis, Tennessee at the Liberty Bowl Stadium. I believe it is a sellout of 59,310. So we start off basically with a tag team I've put together the last couple of weeks. Turned Kenny Omega face and just felt like, you know what? Let's try him and Xavier Woods a tag team. They're pretty friendly over video games and the like, so we'll push them, give them some victories. And in the pre-show, they had a decent matchup against the British tandem of Will Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. Two guys that I would push if my roster wasn't extremely stacked. And as I say, that's one thing I do want to take from this TW and not do in the next TW. So that's going to be something I'm going to work on. But they win in 11:47 when Woods defeats Ospreay by pinfall with a TKO. A B78. Everybody's pretty level in terms of performances. Maybe Zack Sabre Jr. and Xavier Woods a little bit better, but a good victory for them. We did have to keep Will Ospreay strong to allow him to take the loss, but a great victory nonetheless for Woods and Omega. I was going to turn Woods heel, but that's not going to happen anymore. We then cut to a backstage angle between Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. Obviously no way they've kind of split up, so they just have a proper brawl. Couldn't really fit them on the card, so that's why I just decided to have them in this kind of segment, so that kind of feud can carry on and hopefully give them good standing within our women's division. B+84, Ruby Riott was fantastic, Liv Morgan was very underwhelming. Sounds like the Lashley and Rusev storyline. And the final action in the pre-show was a decent matchup and decent wrestling, little heat, and it was the iconic duo taking on Deonna Purrazzo and Laurel Van Ness in 8:34. The winners were the iconic duo, with Peyton defeating Deonna with a leg sweeping DDT. I do want to push Deonna and Laurel together, but I need some depth in my women's tag division. I've never really pushed the Iconics, so I need to give them some victories. I do want to give Peyton and Billie Kay a good run before they end, so they get the victory here. You can see everybody's pretty level in performance apart from Deonna, so she'll be a late push to try and get her to that kind of level for WrestleMania. But it's, again, people that, you know, I'm not going to lie, my knowledge obviously continues to grow and grow with wrestling. I wasn't aware who she was in 2016, so obviously we now know who she is. She's in the main company, and it's someone that will get big pushes in TW 2020. But a good win for the iconic duo, and that leads us in to Night of Champions 2022. Hopefully every title should be in the line. I don't think I forgot any. So let's crack on. So we start off straight into a 6-man tag of people that didn't have matches and I had to put on the card to keep happy. And it was about they had some good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd as the team of Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Apollo Crews, Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kazuchika Okada. That's horrible, that's an opener. In 1807 when McIntyre defeated Okada with a Scott drop. A B+86 here, got the show off to a strong start and got the crowd hotter. I'm big on a big push for Drew as well, so he takes the win over Okada. Again, just giving opportunities, making sure Orton's happy, Tanahashi's happy, even Apollo Crews because he's been a very, very solid hand. But Drew's the one I want to push. No bias here, he's Scottish, so of course it's biased. But great opener, happy with that. We then have a hype video for our SmackDown Women's Championship match, or just the WWE Women's Championship effectively, and this is between Tegan Nox and Sasha Banks. Tegan Nox won a number 1 contenders match on SmackDown, and Shane McMahon basically said he might be a bad guy, but he's given opportunities in his brand, and Tegan Nox will get the opportunity against Sasha Banks for the Women's Championship. So that's a B-75. Match itself, actually pretty impressive, decent matchup. Sasha picks up the win, defeating Tegan in 12:30 with a wheelbarrow bulldog. It was her 4th title defence. But a B82 is pretty solid. It got the crowd hotter again. And considering it's a 63 performance against a 93, it shows you that Tegan's not quite in Sasha's elite level, but we'll try our hardest to get her to that level. And it's just good to give other opportunities and still have a very, very good match. But we kept it open. Yeah, so that's hopefully going to help Tegan as well in our development. Next up, we had a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have a lot of heat. And it saw Leo Rush defeat Tyler Breeze in 10-12 by pinfall with a Dragon's Call. It was the 4th defence by Leo Rush. This was B-76. It was put together at the last minute. I was struggling to see who could do the job for Leo Rush, but it gives him a good performance, and you can see there, hinting at a heel turn. You'll see why momentarily. No spoilers there, eh? But both men penalised for holding back, as this matchup was our storytelling match of the evening. But we are, as I say, I put the wrong person in, god damn it. It should have been Tyler Breeze, but anyway, Tyler Breeze is beaten down by Leo Rush and his new dominant monster, his big machine in the background, Big Babatunde. He wants to come up to the main roster, and I feel like this was a good opportunity. There is going to be plans for a massive cruiserweight match at Survivor Series, so I have to put the plans in motion towards that. No more spoilers on that, but you'll probably gather what that is going to be without giving too much away. But C-58 is obviously not great overness, and accidentally putting Tyler Bate in there. Leo Rush, jaded, that went badly. Babatunde. Nah, he got his monster gimmick, the gimmick was poor, and it's jaded as well. It's probably down to me rushing them. I've rushed quite a few since they've come back into booking, but freshening things up here, and I really like what I've got planned for the cruiserweights. So we should be able to recover both Rush and Babatunde going forward, but quite disappointing that was rushed, but no pun intended of course, but hopefully we can pick it back up from that. Next up we had the Women's Shine Tag Team Championships on the line, and it was a decent matchup that saw Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose Fire and Desire defeat Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross in 13-31, when Sonya Deville defeated Nikki Cross with a quick roll-up. So it was a third title defence. It was good to have Becky actually be quite willing to put them over, which was good. Obviously Nikki takes the fall, but you hope that Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville can gain some overness from a victory over Becky Lynch, and it keeps her happy despite not being on the main card usually. So we would have had her kind of not on the card if we didn't have her in this match, so that's decent. A B79 is good. 4 good performances. Nikki's fantastic at the role she does, and she'll always have a job here because she's Scottish, so that's fine. Sonya developed some performance skills, but the main thing of this match was to get over Fire and Desire, and I believe we have certainly done that. We move on to the Men's Tag Team Championships, and it was the World Tag Team titles of all of them. And it saw the newly formed partnership of Keith Lee and Mustafa Ali. The stuff they could do together would be absolutely mental. But it was a decent matchup that saw Walter and Marcel Barthel defeat Keith Lee and Mustafa Ali in 13-53, when Walter defeated Mustafa Ali by pinfall. Walter and Marcel Barthel make their third defence of the tag titles. It keeps Barthel doing something. He looked absolutely head and shoulders above everyone else here. But a good spotlight again for Keith Lee and Mustafa Ali. Again, if they were on the WWE books a wee bit earlier, I'd have knew about them and I'd have had them in here. As I say, Monday stuff ain't great, so again, it's 2 people at TEW2020. They're gonna get some good pushes. That is, if I do a WWE save. You know me, I don't like booking too many shows in the same week. I like to quite far in the save, so might not have them. Just saying. We then have Mojo Rawley spotting the 24/7 champion Drake Maverick, and he's chasing him around. Mojo Rawley, the former European champion that didn't want that trash title, which then was given to Shane McMahon, who then created a 24/7 championship. Basic storyline advances and gains heat, and that's a B-76. As we head into the 24/7 championship match, this was a 10-man mayhem match, and it was about the decent wrestling, but it didn't have a lot of heat. Mojo Rawley did pick up the victory, so he is your new 24/7 champion. Our members in the final 4 were Pentagon, Evan Bourne and Lucky Cannon. Pentagon was the last elimination. The B81 there, the people who had in it: Big E, Cedric Alexander, Cesaro, Drake, Elias, Evan Bourne, Lucky Cannon, Mojo Rawley, Pentagon, and Rich Swann. Quite delighted with how that went. Like, he's someone I don't really do anything for, but I don't want to release him. But it's just a bit of fun, just so I can kind of give people something to do in the mid card, and it's good that Drake had a good run, Mojo will take it, and it could have a wee bit of fun, similar to real life, where WWE have got the championship on Mojo Ollie. Next up we have the Women's Championship match for Raw. So the Raw Women's Championship. Basically the television title that Rhea Ripley had was converted into the Raw Women's Championship. Charlotte's obviously a bit upset that she feels like Rhea's been gifted it by General Manager of Raw William Regal, and she is determined to take that championship to make it hers. And then of course adds the end of the segment with a woo. Match itself was okay. Decent matchup. Rhea Ripley defeats Charlotte in 14:29 with Salford. She makes her 6th defence of the Raw Women's Championship. Obviously we need to build that up, that championship. I did make this an all-out match for a few reasons. Did get a B82, which is okay. It could have been better, but we take into the few things that have hampered the matchup. Charlotte's going to be slowed down by her injury, which she's still got lingering for another couple of months. And Rhea was off her game, so instantly they'll have a bit of a performance deficit. So normally they'd be maybe mid-80s, high-ish 80s for Charlotte. But the storyline advances anyway. It gives some more prestige to that championship belt. And yeah, overall, happy with that. Just adding depth to both divisions and to keep Charlotte strong. But it's the same with Tegan. You have to give them pushes. We can't just have the 4 horsemen dominating the whole save. So let's bring through that next generation. We then have Bo Dallas cut a promo on Matt Riddle. He's just said he's sick and tired of just Matt Riddle constantly just making the IC title a joke. There's going to be so many guys in this next matchup that he hopes to win it. So again, put a lot of guys in the card. So we have kind of like 2 championship scramble matches for the relative IC and a future one for the US title. The IC title had good wrestling and a decent reaction from our crowd, as Matt Riddle defeated the likes of Kota Ibushi, Adam Cole, Aleister Black, Bo Dallas and Tommaso Ciampa in 23-12 when he defeated Bo Dallas by pinfall. The 7th defence of his IC title, so really pushing Matt Riddle as champ, and a B80 performance. So Riddle's slowly but surely getting over. As I say, Ciampa's that next level. He had to be kept strong, as did Bo Dallas, but it is again ushering in a new guard effectively, but keeping all those regulars good. I've just kind of pushed too many people in the past, and it's kind of coming back to haunt me a little bit. And in the SmackDown side of things for the US Championship, Gable had it on the line, and he had a good matchup, but he did lose the championship. It was Kevin Owens, CM Punk, Chad Gable, Switchblade and Ricochet in the match, and it was after 18:33 that Ricochet took the fall after Kevin Owens pinned him. Punk was a weak link there, so it's a B77. This was very last minute. I was just going to go Switchblade versus Gable, maybe adding in Ricochet, and then I thought, do you know what? Gable's just kind of there. He's good, he's over, but he's just never really does anything too impressive. So I just felt like Kevin Owens can carry it with promos and a good bit of in-ring style. Punk has got the promos, but the ring stuff's gone in this. Ricochet always loved the ring stuff, but the promos are a bit iffy. So I just felt if we give it to Kevin Owens, it kind of can lead to Kevin Owens versus Ricochet, Kevin Owens versus Gable, and I can see if I maybe even push Switchblade a bit further, but just felt a change was necessary here. The Gable experiment didn't really work, and a B77 here with to keep CM Punk strong, but a B77 is still highly respectable. Next up was a fatal 4-way for the WWE Tag Team Championships. It was a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. So much talent in this SmackDown tag division, but we need to keep AOP dominating. And against the Usos, the Revival and the Young Bucks, they win in 22-11 when Akam defeats Scott Dawson. So their first defence, they're not going to lose it straight away. They're absolutely dominant. They have to be absolutely just destroying teams. But as I say, it's a stacked division. Jimmy and Jay are always going to get high performances tagging together because of the great chemistry. Disappointing there with Dawson. Dawson's been glitched, I'll say, which is disappointing. So looking forward to actually using Scott Dawson in the new game where I don't have a glitch with his data. But it's one of those things. The save's on too long. No point changing it now. And disappointingly, Matt Jackson with a declining physical ability. We then have preparation for our World Heavyweight Championship match. And we'll have Pete Dunne and Shane McMahon make an entrance, so it's going to be Pete Dunne in the matchup. Shane McMahon's just there backing him up. But Fatal 4-Way, Pete Dunne, Andrade, Daniel Bryan and Baron Corbin going for this World Heavyweight Championship. Can this finally be the time where Pete Dunne loses it, or will his reign continue? That is an A94. And the match itself, of course I've jinxed it. B+87. It was about that had great wrestling and good heat. Andrade Cien Almas defeats Daniel Bryan, Baron Corbin and Pete Dunne in 21:53 when Andrade Cien Almas defeated Baron Corbin with a split-legged corkscrew senton. Andrade Cien Almas is your new World Heavyweight Champion. Mental that all four guys have the same in-ring performance at 90. I just felt like I wanted to put the title on him at SummerSlam, but felt like the Dunne was still going into a title reign, but I really wanted to give Almas the chance. And Andrade becomes your new head of the SmackDown division, but of course, there's still mischief happening. Andrade shakes hands with Daniel Bryan, but Shane McMahon, Pete Dunne and Baron Corbin are not having that. Corbin's pissed off because he had his hair shaven on one of the previous episodes of SmackDown. And a B+86 will just show that even though Andrade is the championship, that the heel authority figure and these two lackeys will still be wanting to seek revenge. Next up, we've got Samoa Joe's last opportunity match against Braun Strowman, just saying he has to win, he'll give it his all, or he's got to wonder if he's still got it anymore. And that is an A90. And the WWE Championship match was also a B+87, it had great wrestling and good heat, as Strowman defeats Joe in 20:43 with a big splash, giving Braun Strowman his fourth title defence. So pretty decent there. Braun remains the man in charge. But what next for Samoa Joe? And this will head us towards our main event. That's not a great angle, as we hype towards Seth Rollins versus The Fiend. B78 there, very poor. So obviously we know Bray Wyatt made his return as The Fiend. He attacked Dean Ambrose, took him out of the game, and Seth wants to win this match and dedicate it to his, well, basically missing friend. Where is he? The match itself, delivered. Good matchup. The Fiend defeated Seth Rollins in 24:45 with a standing senton splash. A93, a 90 for Seth and an 87 for The Fiend. Slowly advances and gains heat. Now you might be wondering, why the hell have I booked a 24:45 match when in The Fiend's last match I said you can't have him having long matches, it's The Fiend. I've got a reason for this, but I'm going to wait to the next segment to document that. So The Fiend penalised for stamina and low morale. But we end the show with a Fiend promo. And what he says is, Seth Rollins, tonight we've went to an absolute war, but I've still came out on top. But the thing is, I took your friend Dean Ambrose out, and I want to take you out completely. So while this was a war, this is just the start of it. I want to face you Hell in a Cell, and I want to take you out for good. Inform me of your decision. So, Seth Rollins and The Fiend, Hell in a Cell, the Raw exclusive pay-per-view. That is going to be something magical. I'm looking forward to that match, and I will actually put it in that environment. But I just feel like we need to really get The Fiend as an absolute monster, doing destructive things and causing a lot of carnage. So A91 to finish the show. Overall, an A90. Rezar was apparently overused, but pretty good. Doesn't gain pop, doesn't lose pop. We are still kind of trying to refine our feet again. But it's scary, I think. We've only really got October, November, December, January, February, March, and then that's us. We'll be waiting for TEW2020 to come out, and we'll be looking back at a 6-year adventure. It's mad. But hopefully we have some good memories. And let's crack on to the main screen. Just so you look to see what kind of stuff is going down. Might even see a few spoilers if we're lucky. So let's have a look. So, show was fantastic at the Liberty Bowl. That's good to see. We click on that. It's a sellout. Perfect. That's what you love to see. Anything here that directly affects us? Not that I can see. Taurus has been offered a deal by AAA. That's fine. Raw deal for Aztec. that's fine, that's already been replaced. Big E will get some wins, Diona will certainly get some wins. 4.89 for the pay-per-view, $6 for United Champions. Drug testing, just guys not liked by their counterparts. I don't like it. It's really nice. But yeah, overall, pretty good. Quite a few morale issues, which is not great. There's a lot of guys that did miss the show. I mean, you never saw Kofi, you never saw Jason Jordan, you never saw Marty Scurll, so there's a lot there that they should have done. But just give you a wee idea as well, because you're probably wondering, we won some money in the banks, where are they? Well, Barthel's keeping his, and Toni Storm's still got another 23 days before she comes back from her injury. We've also got Lacey Evans coming back. She's not actually technically debuted in this. She was in development with a bad injury, but she'll come back after 26 days, and Joe Coffey in 27. And our 2 months and 2 weeks for the knee tendonitis for Tyler Bate, and 3 months and 3 weeks for Charlotte. Vacation, still 41 days before Dean Ambrose is back, 13 days for Sami Zayn, and 16 days of rehab for the Velveteen Dream. Cannot wait till he's back. Just interesting to see what we seek to do with him. But as I say, our schedule, as we move down the line, is next up going to be Hell in a Cell. It should be the Raw branded pay-per-view. Yep, so that is why you've got Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt there. And then No Mercy for the SmackDown event. Then that 6 weeks period, I'm thinking of what to do. We're either going to have... Actually, we'll have a vote on it. We'll let you guys decide what you want. So if you can put in the comments section, because I won't even be anywhere near Survivor Series by the time this video goes live. I'm much like a week ahead, which isn't too much because I don't get to book much during the week. But let me know if you want individual pay-per-views or individual events for the Grand Prix, the Mae Young Classic, etc. Or would you be happy with me doing a mixture of like tourneys, etc. I can write out brackets and stuff, and I can do those on the Raws and SmackDowns between No Mercy and Survivor Series. And then every final is at Survivor Series. It would just mean if you win the Mae Young Classic or whatever and you're not the champion, you'll get a match at Armageddon or TLC for the... or maybe even book it at the Rumble, you get your championship match then. So let us know how you like to see it. I'm open to ideas, because I say it's going to be at least another couple of weeks before we get to the end of No Mercy, and that's when I'll start to plan that out from there, because 6 weeks gives you a chance to kind of reset button and proper feuds. But see what happens. We've got 2 weeks to build up to Hell in a Cell, and then it's No Mercy just afterwards. So that's going to be it for this particular episode. Thanks very much for watching. If you did like it, leave a wee like and any comments on your thoughts on how you'd like to see the Road to Survivor Series panned out, and how hyped are you for TEW2020. Let me know, and of course check out the Grey Dog Software forums, because Adam is updating constantly with the progression of the new game, and I'll keep you in the loop of how close we are until our release. He says he was, at the time of recording, so this is the 24th of January, was doing the Japan data, so it looks good at the moment to stay on course for April, but never know in the games industry, stuff can be delayed. You saw it with Cyberpunk, and obviously these are much bigger scale games, but you know what I mean. We're seeing it a lot more commonly that games get delayed to make sure they are right when they get released. Apart from that, check out Fantasy Booker subreddit as well, a lot of good guys over there. And as always, thanks for watching, and please enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.